of time, people are not making decisions as they can be, right? Because there is some uncertainty in the market, whether it's COVID-19 or US elections, or maybe in the UK situation about Brexit and all these things, right? And there is obviously people are not like business as normal. And obviously, which means that, there is, some slow growth as you can expect. These organizations are not that fast, right? But we're ticking the boxes right along the way. Sorry, good.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. I was saying something. So we're ticking the boxes along the way, making sure the product is scalable, and now we've got a very good, obviously, we've been improving the architecture and also making it more scalable. Obviously, the product wise we're really good, and also we've been improving a lot of features to the product as we coming along. The feedback is coming well, and having these big wins is also important. Like, we're keeping that also likewise, as anything, revenue is important for us, right? We're also opening up to small businesses as well, like SMBs, right? Which means, that is where the volume comes in, right? Maybe you don't need to charge maybe 50,000 or 100,000 for HSBC. Likewise, maybe, we're also looking at that way, because we believe this product is really useful for, many use cases, like, looking at their own, like, small business, understand about the customer sentiment and the issues and their competition, right? Like, whether it's a startup, whether it's a small business, of any size. Now everything is going digital for sure. And
so one recommendation over there, right, Raj? Don't spread yourself out too thin. So a focus strategy for a startup is key, right? Because you have limited resources, you have limited funding potentially, unless it's actually funded by a certain organization or a product or some sort of a scope of a partnership or alliance. Don't spread yourself too thin, because you're gearing towards different areas. Yes, it's good to develop a product as proof of concepts, but again, right? I mean, if they don't have some sort of potential revenue generation at the end, or some sort of scalability at the end, you're just going down different types of routes to see how you define your product. You know what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you. I agree with you completely. I think, especially those are very, very valid points, because yes, we don't have, that much of money to burn, or also, to experiment things for sure, right? Yes, I think I get it point absolutely. But I think what I meant was, obviously, big enterprises sales may take time, right? Maybe usually 3 month cycle or something to close it. With a small pivot, basically the same product, what we're trying to do is that, what we're going to the lower end, which means like lower pricing, and we're trying to, get some organic growth basically, right? So, which means that, rather than completely going to a different sector, and, obviously the focus is there. And obviously, we're trying to do like at least kind of two parallel tracks, keeping the same kind of eye of the product. And, at least if that organic growth is coming in, obviously, that will keep us, a little bit, the organic momentum, right? That, say we have got 5 clients, 10 clients, that's where we need money for the growth. And, we would like to build a SaaS product, much more like, that's where we need 1 million or 2 million for the next level, right? Kind of looking at that as well, and yeah, I think many those are the kind of focus areas for us right now at the moment. Did you see the product last time what I showed you?
Yes, we did. We did a very good demo.
And also what I'll show you very, very briefly, basically here, I think, what we have.
Not here. I need to jump onto something else, but if you would like, we can
talk some other time. Sorry, I didn't realize that you have a hard stop, right? So okay, cool. So we can pick it up some other time, I think, Eric.
Yeah, no problem. I'm trying to do something at the end, so over here.
No worries. So Eric, let me know. I think what time suits you. But like I said, I'm very open to kind of see how best we can able to open up some of the channels, because now that we obviously, since we spoke, I think things have really progressed on. The team is around. Obviously, the good people are around in the business as well now. There's some more people join us and advisors as well. I think, we keep the same value. What obviously, whatever things you have channels there, there's a revenue growth or something like that. Happy to see in a model which we, obviously works for you in terms of, very higher returns, we can able to look at that, right? And yeah.
I mean, like you said, right, we work on a number of different models, as we have mentioned. I think the key part over here is that if you have a defined product already, the key is that getting that one or two anchor clients, if it's becoming a product that has been sort of mature, that those particular two anchor strategic partnership clients will anchor your other potential products that are there.
Correct.
The key thing is that you don't want to spread yourself out too thin in terms of what trying to develop. With that, you probably want to go through several avenues. I think the vendors avenues may be good once you develop your product out to the specific vendors with the SAP and Cressel. That example is great, right? Cressel was a relatively, not I wouldn't say not big and not small, but that that particular partnership that created something larger. So things like that. Look into multiple fronts in order for you to okay, great. I'm looking at the funding also from academics and universities to do these types of fundings. But the real money is going to be once you develop your product, how you actually scale it. The next thing is finding those clients, future partnerships, push your product that are there.
Yes, I agree, Rick. And
to get into.
No, I totally agree with you. I think, like I said, what definitely we're also trying to put a business plan now as well, for the next level of funding, which could be like, because obviously we want the platform to scale, right? We have some enough credibility. And now that we're also looking at, how do we get the initial trials, right? To work, maybe we're also open to work with some customers, maybe to give a free trials, maybe a month or something, so that we can able to build a value proposition to help them to get the value of the product, right? If it is a good enough customer, like it could be a big one or small one, if that's also open for us. Like example, we can open up to any of the channels what you have, and okay, this is a customer of mine, they would like to see this, we're happy to set it up very quickly.
And that's what I was trying to get to, right? Those introductions, and those are key. So if you need those specific introductions or partnerships, we can talk about a specific model. I'm sure if you have other advisors, we can do that as well. But depending on where you are trying to get towards to, right, Raj? There's certain areas where I can push, certain areas where I help out. That's it's a collaboration.
I agree.
I'm sure Michael will have some ideas also based on his experience with startups and how he has scaled and exited multiple companies. So the VC space also could potentially be a source of funding. They also have specific partnerships and programs and innovation areas, that they can potentially give you funding also. So it really depends on what you're trying to do.
Yes.
And where you're at. And then we can have those further conversations.
No, definitely, Rick, for sure. I think, let me know. I know you're rushed with time today, right? Let me know what works for next week. I think the two priorities are for sure. The product is out there. It's been used right now. We would like to actually have this product used by people. Obviously, we're open to actually have that initial customers to use it for free, like a trial basis, right? So that we can actually have that use cases. Basically, we can build it maybe a month or two, and then we can able to roll up to kind of a license option. That is a priority. And of course, everyone will be happy to kind of in a win-win situation, right? And of course, the second one is a funding route as well, which also we're looking at how best we can able to get into access to the right, right sets and things like that. There's the two things, and there is a monetization for both aspects, right? However, what you get involved, and obviously, it's not that we have everything. Like anything, everyone's connections is unique, right? We wanted to get the initial traction, early wins. That's sort of important, right? It's happening, and it's not that we have finished, right? That's exactly it.
No, that's key. That's key. It looks like you guys have done some great stuff over here, in progress, including a number of the key sort of pickups and areas of products you're developing. So. I'd be more than happy to assist and help out wherever I can. But just let me know, where. I think the next step here is that to get Michael potentially involved, even outside of this sort of DataX, to see what what we can potentially bring from like a VC front to sort of push those particular products, or even providing strategic partnerships in certain areas. And maybe you can potentially help out, and then we can carve out a sort of a like an agreement. If we reach that juncture.
Definitely.
Okay. Yeah, because I think right now you're at a point. You have a product. You just need to look for various directions in order for you to scale and also grow. So we'll be more than happy to provide you certain ideas to see how we actually collaborate out.
No, definitely, definitely. I think I'll also send you some proposals also to you before as well, right now, because just to align with everyone else. Of course, I'm happy to, hear your feedback and also opinions, how we can look at, we can able to definitely look at a very good high, kind of, what you call written influence, what you can call as whatever it is, something kickback, the fee for you based on the outcomes, right? I think that way, it doesn't need to cost, a lot of time and effort for you just to get them initial one or two wins. I think that way we both see the point that okay, it's fantastic, and actually, yes, for sure, what I'm happy to look at
Yeah.
also in our advisory capacity, like obviously we've got we can look at the same structure what we have right now. Yeah, I'm open
Yeah,
for that
absolutely. I
options.
mean, for even for us, right? It's easy for us to give you like a a relationship. This is hey, yeah, potentially let's run with it based on the expectation. Here's the alliance, and here's the thing is nurturing that as well as putting together where both parties find the expectations as well as defining the scope and what was the outcome of it. So, I'm sure Michael can introduce you to like the Verizon Innovation Centers, right? I can introduce you to a number of them that
Yes.
will require your services. They'd be more than happy to, get a lending and helping hand, right? Especially in this AI space. But the thing is that how do you actually create that collaboration? How do you actually put those together? What is the outcome of it? Those are these type of discussions, and they'd be more than happy to give you funding, right? So
Yes.
they also lack resources, especially in the AI space.
No, definitely. There's lots of things going on for sure. Like I said, I'm happy, and obviously, like, if there is any outcome based for sure, I think, obviously, as you can see, I put most of the money, obviously, in the business. We didn't have any funding, right? We're running very lean, right? I think, obviously, as you can imagine, there is so much a person can do, right? So I personally have spent so much in the business so far, more than a year now.
Absolutely.
And I think organically we pushed a lot and got an MVP out of the way, got very good names on using the product now. I think it just the revenues are slowly starting to come in. I think it will kind of, obviously be affected this year as much, like anyone else. And yeah, I think this is where I think we wanted to minimize, some of the initial costs, but of course, what there will be definitely much more options. If we can able to, help on that way, it will be fantastic. It will be much more. You can charge maybe higher. Returns based on the outcomes, however it is, right? I think we can look at that options as well, right? In a kind of outcome based models, which will be, better for all of us. No, happy for that.
Absolutely agree. Yeah,
And
let's do that. Let's table the conversation. Think
cool.
about it.
I'm up for it. I'm up for it. Like I said, yes.
And let's set up a discussion maybe in about 2 to 3 weeks or so. Definitely, maybe even before we get Mike's schedule. Definitely, if you want to get on that Data X program, should be really, really soon. So let's circle back.
Perfect. If you're okay, let me know. Obviously, whenever it suits you, I'm actually makes, obviously as anything else, so we can make time, right? So let me know if you want to have a maybe before do you want to have a Michael in the same call, or maybe first we discuss about it and then we can get Michael on?
If you can send me an email defining the actual scope of the actual partnership and how you would actually contribute to the Data X program by now. You have all the information. You see what their expectations are. So maybe we can carve out a couple of proposals together. I can review it first, discuss it a little bit, or we can have this session like this, and then you can rope Mike in. Mike is a great, just off the record, he runs the actual program with the founder over there. So, but he's sort of like the gatekeeper as well. So if you run things by him and he says it's a yes or a no, you can probably get a good idea in the field already.
Got it. I understand. I think that's really good. I think, yes, Mike, I think, yeah, let's align. Obviously, Data Excellence Initiative, obviously, is running is fantastic for sure. I'm talking about between you and I, basically, how we actually work together. I think basically like, in the commercial model, but I've already sent something to you also. Let me know. I'll resend back to you as well, how you would like to work on it. I think maybe we can keep it simple. And obviously, like, we are looking to generate, revenue, right? As any introductions, perhaps, however you wanted to, shape it that way, that will be great. And of course, we can able to look at a good structure where the commissions will be paid back to you. And also that we can have a good ones in the beginning where you can have a higher returns, right? Whatever it is, we can shape it up, right?
Yeah, we can definitely work it out. I mean, I've done a number of different models with the startups. So, we can definitely have a combination or some sort of more of a simplistic model, but think about it, in terms of where.
No, I'm very open. I'm very open. Like I said, if you think it's long-term commitment is too much, at least we can try it out for the 3 months, and just to see what.
These are long-term type commitments, not something that this wasn't done overnight. Right? So I like to work with companies companies like you, startups, to sort of nurture that relationship and also build, similar to like how Michael did it, right? So he did it in terms of multiple builds, multiple exits, and one IPO. So just that way.
Yes, yeah, it's got its full on, right? I think it's really good, I think, to have those kind of people for sure. As we are growing as well, it's important to have the right people around. I think, those connections will really matter a lot. And also please think that way as well. And also we're also open, not just have a customer to pay in the day one. We can also have the initial trials maybe offer for free, maybe a month, or maybe sometimes needed to be 2 months, so that they can see the value out of it. Then obviously once they see the value, then obviously it's natural that what we can, they will be happy to pay, or however we can structure it, right? Maybe with a good discount on the initial ones. We're happy for that. That's how also we're doing in the London market.
Let's not talk about the sort of monetary aspect. Let's just talk about the strategy, where you want to go, contribute, and then I'm sure the monetary aspect and all the structure and all that can come. Right. The main thing is that how do we actually collaborate? What is the expectations from both, and then from there we can work out, the sort of the vertical type of stuff.
No, exactly. I'm with you. And I think in terms of my strategic initiatives this year and also the next quarter is like to go for a fundraise, which we're actually doing right now in the UK market, right? And we were looking to raise £1 million to £3 million pounds.
Yeah, the startup space is rough right now with the funding, so.
Yes, I know. But also a lot of investors, though, obviously I don't know how it's there, but a lot of people are actually sitting on money because they could not invest in April. And also they could not invest in it usually happens in the second batches, right? I think at least the lawyers we spoke to, the ones we actually working with, his initial reaction is like a lot of VCs funds are actually sitting on money. They have to spend it this year. They cannot roll back to the next year because that's how they do it, right? And obviously AI has been one of the area where obviously everyone wants to have early wins and all this kind of stuff, right? I think we're doing our best we can. Of course, people are people, right? Sometimes they have to make decisions. They can't hold it long time, right?
Okay, cool, Raj. I'm getting there. So let me
sure.
Let me end the call over here. But great catching up with you.
Thank you.
Let's do this again, maybe in a couple of weeks or so. Definitely, I'll follow up, and we can go from there.
Sure, Eric. Thank you. And also, please let me know also, from your side, what is your structures like? I mean, whatever it is, if just simple notes, and also I'll circle that back to you. And also for Mike, I will definitely do something separately. Okay, for that data X.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, Eric.
Cheers, mate. Yeah.
Take care.
Yeah,
bye.
Stay safe and healthy with you and your family, all right?
Yeah, you as well. Take care.
All right. Cheers.
Bye. Have a good evening. Bye.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. This is serious. Can you see it? Yeah. Honey. Yeah.
Hi, Raj.
Hi, Neil. You all right?